a quick little update. IRONMAN Tulsa, the training for myself personally. We got 20 weeks to go. We are marching forward. Time marches on, and we got nothing to do or say about it. So do what you can. Keep training. Last week of January 6th, 2020, we are in a brand new year. That week, we kind of went back to a normal schedule. Kids still had Monday off. After that, they went back to school. Little one, she was kind of sick off and on, so she was home with me while I did some work. But able to get in 12,600 yards of swimming. Then we got 4 days in total, so that kind of helps out. Spreading that over, not feeling as compressed and pressed for time to get out there and get swims in. Obviously, I don't have one here at home. Don't have an endless pool in the basement, so got to get to the community center. The bike, all of it was indoors because we're in winter, snowing. See from the other videos. It was perfect one day to get outside and do a run, so I did that instead of leaving my Christmas tree lights down. But all my bikes have been inside on the trainer on Swift, so that's going pretty well. If I can get in some good work there. Run 35.94 miles, a little bit less than I was wanting to do, but again, I mean, just life and everything, you got to fit it in where it gets in, and got to get my athletes and everybody's schedule, got the plans out, got to review plans, got to talk to them, got to answer questions, got to make sure they're covered and taken care of. So family, work, and we fit in the training wherever we can. Total time 17:23, so the time has gone up. You see that probably a little bit increase on the weekend. Doing significantly maybe a 2-hour ride one day and a 3-hour ride the next day or 2.5. Kind of up in the distance and time on the rides on the weekends. Really not exactly as much addition during the week thing. I think there was an addition because I was able to go outside and run to go get my daughter from daycare with a stroller when it's 55, 60 degrees. It's a little bit more easier to do that. Can't do it when it's something like today when it's like 18 degrees. I can, but probably child endangerment, and I'm not going to do that. So it will get a little bit more time in. The mileage and yardage isn't significantly more. Again, I keep iterating. I'm not doing it necessarily just based off time. I'm doing it to make sure I'm doing the training smart and just letting the time kind of fall out where it does. Some of this probably also includes some strength training time that I went to the gym or did some stuff here at home. So I'll just start my watch and track it so I don't have that time in there. But so it's not all swim, bike, and run. There's just any other workouts that I do. So that's it in a nutshell for the week of January 6th, 2020. Keep watching the videos. Thanks for everybody who's been watching, commenting, and joining me on the journey. So if you have any questions you want me to answer during my training, let me know, and I'll be happy to. Go a little update on last week's tolls. Tell them a little bit raspy. Either got some winter crud going on, something from the kiddos, but something's going on. But the Sunday, Chiefs, time of this recording, won the AFC Championship game against the Titans, going to the Super Bowl. So it's a Chiefs kind of atmosphere around here. So even though this is more of a triathlon related video, I'm going to wear my Chiefs gear because I got to support it. You know, we got 2 weeks to the Super Bowl, so got to dig out everything, put it on, and wear it. Last week, excuse me, you're going to have to keep dealing with that. Swam, got 10,000 yards in, which is good. That's kind of my minimum. Kids got off school for snow/freezing rain day, so that kind of put a little kink in getting to the pool and stuff, which is the end of the world, but it happens. Bike, it was kind of a positive note. Got the 170 threshold range. My goal is peak weeks to get to 250, so that's encouraging to get there. Mileage on the run kind of took a little bit ahead, 33.7 miles. Just didn't kind of get as many miles in as I wanted to. Still getting in 2 to 3 miles after every ride, but sometimes it's just kind of getting the longer runs in is a little bit difficult, especially kids off school, kids home doing stuff. So got to make use of what time I got. Total time 17 hours, so still that's pretty good. I'm still in the range. Like I said, I'm not necessarily focused on time. I'm still in the range that is positive that I'm able to kind of get this stuff in while maintaining the balance, doing the work, doing the kids stuff, doing family stuff, all that kind of other stuff. So lots of stuff in there. But anyway, this is total from last week. We got 19 weeks to go. So IRONMAN Tulsa, like I said, this is the week of January 13th. So at this point, we're looking in February and March. Really going to be bigger weeks coming ahead. So these numbers should be going up. But just keeping track of what's going on out there, working, getting that swim yardage in, working on getting the bike miles in. The run, I'm happy with what paces I can do with standalone runs. Just more keeping that muscular endurance to be able to keep running the entire time on 26.2 mile run. So they just released a bike course change, which really didn't really change that much. I actually took a little bit of elevation out. So instead of a highway, it's going to be kind of a side road. But I did a video on that. So it's nothing too drastic. The course really didn't change all that much. It's just kind of instead of a northerly road, you're doing a southerly road. And they said that the county is going to end some projects in time for this race and should make it there. So other than that, that's kind of the updates going along. Trying to hit it, trying to keep that motivation up. It is kind of a grind at this point. You know, the bike rides are getting longer. The sessions are getting longer, so it definitely takes a little bit of a toll on you, especially when the other things like life, family, work, and everything else does not shrink or give. You got to be able to manage all this stuff and try to keep that rest going, trying to keep recovery going, trying to stave off all the germs and everything, come home from the kiddos from school, trying to work around snow days and other types of things where the kids are home and it's a little less freedom to kind of do and arrange the days you need and see fit. But hey, man, you got to roll with the punches. That's life. No professional athletes here without kids or spouses or anything. So you kind of got to work with what you got. You can't just drop everything and do what you want to do and forget about everybody else. So that's it. 19 weeks ago. Let's hit it hard. See you guys later.
Hey, what's up? I'm posting live because look, it's like 50 degrees. February 1st, the day before the Chiefs playing the Super Bowl for the first time in 50 years. And look how lovely it is outside. Hopefully everybody got a chance to take down their Christmas lights, because that's the most important thing, right? It's not getting outside and doing a run or anything fun like that. So hopefully everybody took advantage of the week. And go Chiefs. Talk to you later.
We are wrapping up another week of training going into IRONMAN Tulsa 2020. We got 18 weeks to go. Last week, the week of January 20th, 2020, we got snow. Kids got days off from school. It's been cold outside, and pretty much 100% has all been indoors. But I was able to get 11,400 yards swimming, so like I said, I like to keep over the 10,000 yard mark. Keeps the swimming muscles awake and knowing what they're supposed to be doing. Find if I go below that, I kind of lose a little bit of the endurance to keep the paces down. Bike got 164.7 miles, all on the trainer, all with our wonderful friends on Zwift. Either doing workouts, did an FTP test last week, so that was fun and excruciating all at the same time. Just need to get that metric up where I've shown that I gained about 10 watts, so need to bump everything up and update my zones on that one. Got in 38.3 miles running, which is pretty good where I want to be, especially you got this much time coming into an Ironman. You're still 4 months out, so I don't want to ramp up too hard, too fast, and kind of burn out on the run. But that should be going up over time. I'd like to get a little bit more miles during the week. My long runs, Fridays, where I've broken them up and do them on the treadmills in the morning and over lunch. That's usually working pretty good. I can get the mileage in on one, but other than that, it's kind of hard, hit or miss. It depends if the kids are off from school, if they're home or not, or if the weather cooperating. If it's cooperating and it's nice, I can run to my 4-year-old's daycare. It's about 2 miles away and run back. It's a nice, either easy run, or you load up a stroller with 50 pounds of 4-year-old, and it can be a nice little strength work too. So looking forward to those warmer temperature days, at least in the 50s. Otherwise, it's in the 20s. You don't really want to drag your 4-year-old and run around out there in that. Total time's around 17 hours. Like I said, I just kind of keep track of that metric to make sure it's not going too far one way or the other. So I felt like last week was a pretty good week. Got in most of what I was looking for, considering, everything that's going on. 4-year-old's been kind of sick. Like I said, the kids had a snow day from school. That was a pretty questionable snow day for school. Like 2 inches of snow. They should have gone anyway, but I'm not going to complain. I'm not going to argue with the school board, right? Anyway, I digress. But so there's a lot of things up in the air, a lot of pieces of parts moving around. So I was able to kind of make it work and get them in the right spot and last week was a little bit, wanted to do a kind of a transition week, kind of go a little bit lower in intensity, let the body recover, just make sure I don't build up too much fatigue as we're going into the big bulk of the training. But overall, I felt like it was a good week, and that's it for this week. So stay tuned, and we'll keep you updated.
You notice my bike has both wheels on it. That's because today, February 3rd, I was actually able to go outside. Yesterday, as February 2nd, was my birthday, pardon the dog in the background, but Chiefs won the Super Bowl for the first time in 50 years. So, stay up a little late to watch that. Skip my morning swim. What are you going to do? Kind of a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. I've been keeping track of them for 33 years, so what are you going to do? But, just want to celebrate. I got outside. Was supposed to be an easy ride, but even though it's like 50 degrees here in Kansas City, the wind was, I would say, 40 miles per hour gusts. It's pretty wild. A little bit more of a ride than I was looking for, but hey, what are you gonna do? And don't mind the cat jumping on me. And then went out for a little brick run. Just make nice and simple and easy. But I always tell my athletes and anybody to listen, if you could get outside for a bike ride, especially in the middle of winter in Kansas City in February 3rd, if you can get outside and ride your bike, I highly recommend it. And if it's windy, 50s is perfect to get out there. Just keep that bike handling skills, being able to stay in aero and prove that the training that I'm doing, kind of cycling in aero position off and on during my training does help out. Back didn't really have any problems. I was out there for about an hour and 10 minutes, just doing about 20 miles. So it's always good to get out there and get confirmation that your indoor training is paying off. Really didn't struggle with it that much. Wasn't looking to make any kind of PRs out there. It was a little windy and gusty, like I said. So, but I always recommend get out there. It's just for an hour, easy spin. Make sure the bike's in good shape. Make sure you're in good shape. Make sure that you've got bike handling skills, and you don't forget what it's like to ride the bike out on the open road. So we'll talk to you next time.
So looking at last week, we had 17 weeks to go to IRONMAN Tulsa. Last week we're looking at January 27th. Which was convenient. That was the Sunday was my 43rd birthday. It was kind of nice to ring in the birthday. Did a 43-mile ride on the trainer, 4.3-mile run on the treadmill. Also, turned out to be the biggest week yet. There's some good opportunities, some good weather, getting outside, doing some runs I otherwise would have missed out. So it kind of made the run mileage look better than it would have been otherwise at 38.2 miles. Got biking in. Again, that week was all indoors, but the following week, the next totals, I was actually able to get outside for a ride. But there's a good day. It was Super Bowl Sunday, but that was my birthday. A lot of other stuff going on, kids' activities. So I just had to bang it out in the morning and get it done. The trainer, the swim, solid 14, 50 yards in the pool. I was able to get in 4 times that week. So that was pretty solid. Overall, pretty solid week. Don't feel like it was anything too wild and crazy, but got in some good time on the trainer, got some good workouts in. Overall, a good solid week, so hopefully more of those to come. And that's the update for the week of January 27th of 2020, leading up to IRONMAN Tulsa 2020.
Hey all, checking in for IRONMAN Tulsa, my little journey to Ironman number 8. This will be Ironman number 9 start, but remember there's Texas 2019, they know so well. 16 weeks to go, time just keeps chugging by. It's already, this time February 10th, I'm recording this. So this is for last week's total. Celebrating my birthday last Sunday, I did 43-mile training ride and a 4.3-mile run for 43 years of age, 43 times around the sun. Celebrating that, we celebrated Chiefs Super Bowl victory. Make sure you can see it on the video here. Yeah, took 50 years and makes it a little hard, sets the bar pretty high when your favorite team wins the Super Bowl on your birthday. Very rarely does the Super Bowl fall on my birthday. It hadn't happened for a while. So when your team's in it and they win, it makes it kind of special. Oh, yeah. Totals. Last week, So like I said, birthday's mixed in there, so I got a little bit of time there. Swims, I got 4 swims in, 15,000 yards, so I call that pretty good success. The bike, 187 miles. So like I said, I was, the week before was the birthday week, and I did the 43 miles, but last week, I was trying as hard as I could. I had to mix some things up, but got to 187 miles, and I'm still shooting for 200 miles, kind of a peak. So it's February right now, so March and April, I'm looking to bump that up. The run to the 37 miles, that's where I kind of had to shave a little bit of things. Just, it's not so many hours in a day. Taking care of the 3 kiddos and wife working full time and lots of stuff, lots of things in play, and need to coach my athletes. So kind of shaved it off there. But the total time of almost 20 hours, which I find that kind of surprising. I mean, I'm not too liberal on my timing of my workouts. There is like a very super easy bike ride on Mondays just to keep the legs spinning, because I usually don't take a day off. So that just kind of surprises me. But like I said, I had some opportunities, especially on Sunday, to come back. 3-year-old or 4-year-old takes a nap and got a little bit of time on the bike. But I've been upping the Sunday morning rides and getting some opportunities in there. But like I said, I don't have a time goal in mind. I've got kind of a swim. I'd like to keep it above 10,000. At least hit the pool 4 times a week. The bike, like I said, I do have kind of a distance goal of hitting about 200 miles. Maybe a 300-mile week in there at peak. That'd be awesome, especially if the weather cooperates and get outside more. I did get an outside ride in on Monday, so that was kind of nice. But getting that run up, like I said, I don't think my speeds are suffering as much, but just make sure I got that muscular endurance, especially Tulsa is going to be flat in the run, but 26.2 miles after 2.4 miles swim, 112-mile bike ride, especially out in Tulsa. There's still 4,800 feet of elevation gain. It's not like it's nothing. So I need to make sure that I've got enough in the tank to at least get through the run course. Run as much as possible. Make sure my nutrition's on point, hydration's on point. So all I've got really to deal with is the legs. But I gotta make sure that I have legs to deal with. That's it. That was last week. Thanks for following along. We'll talk to you next time. What's going on? We're going to review last week. 15 weeks ago, IRONMAN Tulsa 2020. This was last week, the week of February 10th. Just going over the totals again. Welcome to the pain cave down in the basement. This is the other half of it. The other half is my training stuff, storage, and then my little home office area. To turn the heater off so you don't hear that in the background because it's winter and it's cold. But did get 11,000 yards in of swimming. I think that was sprinkled over 4 swims, I want to say, last week. So it's got some good opportunities to get in the pool. Bike was milestone, got over 200 miles. It was a little bit of a stretch. Made up a little bit of a ride on Sunday. I didn't get my butt out of bed early enough to get my ride done in order to get other things done during the day for kids' activities. So came back, finished it up a little bit more of a ride, and then finished up my brick run with that after the 4-year-old went down for a nap. So there's less stuff going on at the house. But I got 200 miles. The VO2, if you believe what Garmin tells you, is going up. The last FTP test went up by, I believe, 8 watts. So I'm seeing the results of being consistent and spending time on the bike. And by consistency, I'm pretty much riding every day. So that's 7 days a week. Mondays are pretty much a very easy, very easy light day. Just spin the legs. And that's my recovery days. So I do a swim and a bike, if anything. Rarely do I go do a run or anything. If the opportunity arises to go outside, I try to get outside, but that's a little bit more effort than super easy. But hey, if the weather's going to cooperate, I'll try to get out and get a ride in. Tuesdays, that is my power workout, so that's my power intervals. I'm up to about 9 or 10 minutes at about 90% on the FTP. So working those, it's a grind. It kind of sucks, but I think we're making progress with it. Wednesdays is another easier day, so I just ride a course on Zwift. So it's not as easy as Monday, so those are a little bit. And then I do off and on of 5 minutes on the drops and 5 minutes aero, and then go 10, 15, and then ladder down. So opportunity to work on being in the aero position, because that's been my Achilles heel in the past, is my back just acts up, does not like being in aero position for extended periods of time, which kind of counterproductive, defeats the purpose of having a triathlon bike and being out there trying to be as aerodynamic as possible if you can't hold the position. I think that's been my shortcoming as far as doing long rides indoors, not spending enough time on aero. So now I'm working on, just like power intervals, working on aero intervals on the easy days. So keeping 10 minutes, 15 minutes, just rather than just try to suffer as long as I can, have little opportunities to take a little break, but trying to work on that and gently upping the resistance per interval as I'm going along, getting more and more fitness built up. And then Thursdays is either a little bit more power work or sometimes some speed days. Just kind of depends on what I'm feeling. Usually I'll hit like Zwift has the ringer workout. That's always fun. Then I'll do some just 30-minute or 30-second, not 30-minute, 30-second just speed intervals and really easy recoveries. So something just to change it up and make it a little bit fresh. Fridays are usually, like I said, I've kind of goofed, 7 days a week maybe, but usually 6 days a week, because Fridays are usually my long run days. I run in the morning as long as I can before the kids get up. I have to get that going, and then I'll wrap up the rest of my run over my lunch period or lunch break, whenever that happens during the day. And usually there's not a ride on Friday. Then Saturday I try to get a 2-hour ride in, a little bit of a break before kids' activities and everything fires up. And on Sundays is my longer ride, so now we're up to about 3 hours, and I try to get those in. But overall, I'm making progress. I'm trying to get a little bit more time on the easy days to kind of get more mileage built up in there, but I am feeling the benefits of being consistent and at least 6 days a week being on the bike. And all this has been indoors for the most part. There's been 1 or 2 days I'll be able to go outside, but happy about hitting that 200-mile mark this week. It'll be a little bit dialed back, probably on the distance, but like I said, I'm hoping to stay consistent about that 200-mile mark and maybe in a peak get 300 miles in a week. And really work on being in that aero position, especially being indoors for most of my workouts. I don't really see that changing. In March, we might have some good days. April might be some good opportunities to get out, but so many kids' activities, so many other things going on, it's just easier to be inside on the bike and getting it done. And we'll see how that goes. On the run, I did get 38 miles in. That kind of got shifted a little bit. Like I said, wasn't able to get a brick run on Saturday because kids' activities and other things were going on. So when I slept in too late to really get it done, if you consider 5:15 a.m. sleeping in late, some of you do. And then Sunday, got my brick run in, but I had to do it over the lunch period or kind of lunch time over nap period. And really wasn't able to get the total mileage I wanted, but 38 miles isn't anything to sneeze at, so I kind of like that. And a total time of 19, 23, 22. And again, like I said, I don't put a bunch of stock in total time. I'm more focused on the little metrics. Like I said, bike mileage is more important, but doing it smart, not just riding a bunch. Run mileage, I like to keep it around the 40-mile mark at this point. Maybe get to 50 or 60 during the high periods. And then the swim, I always want to keep it above 10,000. I try to get at least 4 swims in a week to stay fresh in the pool, because swimming, I appreciate everybody that sees me in the pool and they go, wow, how long are you in there? Or, you look great, or you're one of the faster people in here, which I appreciate, but by no means am I fast. I am consistent, and that's the only way I keep any kind of speed is consistency over time. And if I take time off, I can definitely feel it. It's a struggle. So I'm just staying consistent, 4 days a week, kind of at minimum, try to keep 10,000 yards in a week, and that's my main goal for basically the training. And obviously, there might be some recovery weeks, so I swim more. Maybe I make a 20,000 yards in a week a goal to reach. So that may be some opportunities there to kind of increase the swim volume, but we'll see what happens. But that was last week, the week of February 10th. So we'll talk to you next time.